You know, I got this issue with people always like obsessing about time. You hear any like influencers or content creators, they're always like harping on time, wasting time, you're wasting time. Man, I get it if you have potential to do something and you don't fulfill your potential. But like look at me for example. Um I wrote a book, okay? I've I have like 3 albums I created um with like maybe an LP or two and a bunch of singles. So I have like 54, like maybe like 48 songs I created. It's on the internet, right? And obviously like the videos I create. So yesterday I basically spent the whole day uh, doing covers, recording covers, because I want to make I want to come out with an album that's just like straight covers of like songs I like. And I spent like all day. I probably did like maybe 12 songs. Maybe like 12 songs, right? And I have to tweak them. But my content, like me creating songs, me writing a book, me making videos, like it's not really like, okay, my music, it gets maybe one song, Let's Go Brandon, that's the number one song. It gets on playlists on Spotify, and I'm not complaining about it. It gets probably like 20 to 50 listens um, a day, which is great because when I first came out with music, they got 0 listens. So like I'm not complaining about that. But that's not enough to survive off of. It's not enough money that I generate from that to survive off of. Maybe like $4 or $5 a month. So that's not enough money. So like I created that, and that song "Let's Go Brandon" I created in 2021, like over 2 years ago. And me spending my whole day yesterday doing recording covers, those probably won't get listened to. The album probably won't hardly get any type of traction. But did I waste my time? You know, like, what's the difference between what I did yesterday or just playing video games all day? What's the difference? You know, and this is something else I want to talk about is what's the difference if I was to work a job all day on my day off yesterday and earn income? What is the difference? Because me personally, I'm never going to get remarried. I've already had my kids. I'm 43 years old, just about. And why I don't need to have a lavish lifestyle. I don't care about that. That's not what drives me. So, you know, I could be hustling, making all this money, but what does it matter? Because even if when I do get myself out of this financial hole I'm in, and I got other obligations, I'm still raising my kids, so I still got stuff going on. But he's just about to be an adult, but he still needs help. So, did I waste my time yesterday? And like I said, even if I was to work all day yesterday, you know, once you get to a certain standard of living, it's like you can't really get. It's just like, okay, hypothetically, if I was to hustle and get a Bugatti like fucking Tate, okay, then I get another Bugatti. Okay, then I get 3 Bugattis. Then it's like 4. Okay, I just got a bunch of fucking Bugattis. Like, yeah, they're fucking Bugattis, man. Cool. I got a Michael Jordan rookie card. Okay, I got 2. Now I got 3, and it's just like, okay, I've already got a bunch of them. I want to buy another one, so I got 20 now. Well, okay, I got 20 cards. So what? It's not as exciting as after. It's not as exciting as when I got that first one, or that first Bugatti, or you know what I'm saying. But for me, in my current situation, when these guys are like, "You're wasting your time," dude, I've already raised a fucking family, man. Like, I'm not wasting my fucking time. I can sit here and play video games and smoke weed the rest of my fucking life. I'm not wasting my time. How am I wasting my time? This is my fucking time. Like, if a person wants to dedicate their whole life to like I think that David Goggins is, what is those, sadomasochists, or where they like pain, where they like people when they like to suffer like immense pain. I don't like to suffer pain. I don't like it. I don't relish in it. If that's what other people want to do, cool. All that stuff that David Goggins is doing is cool, right? That's cool, man. All those like extreme things, like Wim Hof. That's cool, and that's recorded. So like that, when they pass away, it's gonna be passed on. But after he's accomplished all that extreme stuff, it's like, why continue putting yourself through that pain and suffering? Isn't he just like wasting his time now? He's already got clout. He's already accomplished a lot of shit. And it just comes to a certain point where it's like, isn't he just wasting his time now? Like, okay, you've done, now you're on 38 fucking marathon, or you have accomplished 10 Badwaters, or cool, man. Wait, now I'm on 11? Like, it's my life, man. And this is why, like, there's kids nowadays, and I don't begrudge them because they want to enjoy themselves. I'm not gonna begrudge these people, because, okay, let's look at the current dating. It's quite clear that most females, they don't like men nowadays. They don't really value relationships. Naturally, they still have it in them where they want relationships, but they are the man of their life. And for me to accomplish all this stuff, me to become the best version of myself, like, and I'm not saying like that stuff's bad. That stuff's good, man. That stuff's good. If you want to do that stuff, go ahead. But it's just like this total like negativity on the other side. When we fucking die, then it doesn't fucking matter what you did. It doesn't fucking matter. Most people you're gonna be forgotten about. Think about those baseball players. Think about baseball players or basketball players that are like really famous and right now. You know, that was like back in the 1800s or early 1900s, where, you know, a lot of those baseball players had a lot of clout, but you only hear about a couple of them, like a Babe Ruth, a Ty Cobb, or whatever. If the people would have followed them, most people, they get forgotten about. So what does it matter if I'm achieving excellence, or I'm just trying to enjoy my fucking life, dude? There's enough suffering that we have to go through. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. The quality of life is going down. It's getting harder and harder. So to enjoy like a little bit of life is cool. But I understand, like, if you don't want to accomplish good things, like stuff that attracts women, understand that you're not gonna probably get women unless you pay for them. I mean, that's how it goes. But like, females have things so messed up. I'm a strong, independent woman. Then why do you need me? Then why do you want a relationship? What is the point of me? One thing. That's the point. For one thing. A physical need. That's it. If you got everything else taken care of, you don't need me. And that's the society that we're living in, is the vast majority of men aren't getting any looks by women at all, because this is female nature. Females that want to date or marry equal or above. Generally speaking, above, because they want to look up to their man. But masculine men don't like masculine women. The last thing a man wants to do is go to work, bust his ass, grind his hands to the bone, come home and have to compete for strength in the relationship. That's the last thing a man wants to do. He wants to come home and kicks his feet up, relax a bit, get cleaned up. But he don't want to come home and keep working. You know, it is feminine nature for a woman to want to date up. That's how it is. But when they're all like accomplishing things in their career and doing that things and valuing their career over relationships or a family, and this is the way it's going, and I can understand their line of thinking. They don't trust men. It goes on both sides. Both sexes don't trust each other right now. Guys think that women just want to use us for our resources, which is nature. That's how women love, is because they receive. Arthur Schopenhauer said, to be feminine, a feminine can only give if they receive first. So that's just in their nature to want to receive things. But they're like brainwashed nowadays. And I think that there's probably stuff in the water, man. Maybe it's the plastics. Maybe it's the food, that women's testosterone is spiked and men's estrogen has spiked. And then that's why you see this contrast. And women don't trust men's strength, and men don't trust women's loyalty and femininity. So you have a hookup culture. And you have a society of a bunch of men that they're trying to figure out, because like, to be human is to find a purpose outside yourself. Because if you just like live just for yourself, you're not going to be very motivated. Generally speaking. It's like me. I'm not motivated to have a Bentley or a huge house. I'm not motivated to do that. About to be by myself, going on this journey by myself. I'm more motivated to do things that I like to do. Hobbies, interests, expand that type of stuff. I'm not really interested in working myself to the bone for material possessions nowadays. I'm just not. And I damn sure don't want to sit here and try to work myself to the bone to try to attract somebody that's all they care about is material things. And I understand, like, we need material things, I get it. We have basic needs of things we need. Food, water, shelter, clothing. But it's the standard that the average American female nowadays has, is because they've been conditioned to have that. They've been raised like that. By men. You know, I'm not just gonna bash on women, dude. And I'll bash on both sides. Like the boomers, oh, daddy's little princess, I'll give her whatever she wants. Don't hold her accountable for anything. She can't do no wrong. Well, now she expects some other dude to sit here and pay for all that material crap. Trying to keep up with the Joneses like we're in middle school. Like we're in middle school. I hated that crap back in school, man. Oh, look at me, man. Look at my stuff. I hated that crap. Probably because I didn't come from a place of privilege in that type of scenario. It wasn't the worst. I didn't have holes in my jeans and was stinky like I was, I wasn't that kid, but I wasn't that kid that had like the brand new Jordans. I didn't even have a pair of Nikes until I was in my 30s. And I'm not complaining, dude. I'm just saying, like, I don't care about that shit, man. I don't care about trying to having to impress other people by some label I'm wearing that some kid in some other country that made for like pennies on the dollar for a corporation to sell to me for like uber amounts of money. I don't care about that shit, man. To impress who? Nobody cares. You go buy go let me tell you something. Go buy a pair of Nikes. Go buy a Nike shirt. Go wear it out and see how many people actually go, oh man, that shirt's fucking sweet. Everyone's got that. You're like a fucking NPC. You're just like anybody else. You're not different at all. This was what I was saying about before when I was at the gym, where I was like, I'm different from everybody else. Everybody else is the same, and I stick out, and I'm doing all these different, and nobody appreciates it. It's just like, because most people are all fucking brainwashed. They're still in that mindset of middle school. And I even told my kid yesterday, I said, listen, man, I'm highly immature. And you know what that's done to me is I've had to mature, but what that's done to my standard of living is I'm not excited for anything anymore. I'm just not. And I said, I need to kind of revert back to being immature. Now that my basic responsibilities are taken care of raising my kids, I can revert back to being a little bit immature to try to bring out that childhood and that child inside me that's excited for things. Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. But I'm 43 and I'm relatively healthy. Now I could drop dead tomorrow. I could get hit by a comet. I could get hit, by an earthquake, get sucked into the ground. I could find out that I got cancer and be dead in like 5 years. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But generally speaking, if I continue to work on my health, work on my brain, I should live into my 80s and possibly 90s. My grandpa just died. At 97. And my other grandpa died at 84. So my grandparents lived a long time. So I still have another life, like another half of my life to live, probably, if nothing bad happens. What am I gonna do with this time? What am I gonna do? Well, I can write another book. I can create more music, which nobody's probably gonna listen to or pay attention to. Is that a waste of time? Or is me playing video games to enjoy myself, is that a waste of time? Or I could sit here and then make a bunch of money so I could sit in some house, have these fancy cars for just myself, and nobody gives a damn. Is that a waste of time? I don't blame the youth for not wanting to have kids nowadays. I don't blame them. There's not really, both sexes don't trust each other. Politically, everything is unstable. Economically, things are unstable. The support for families isn't stable in the society. It's becoming more degenerate here in America. I don't blame people. And this is what I don't like about people on the right. And they're like, you gotta have kids. Now I get that. Like, humans are supposed to have, like I said, they have to find a way to think, to live outside themselves. And having a family, that is what has traditionally people have done. So I wouldn't blame a kid for wanting to get a vasectomy at age 18 and never want to have kids. I wouldn't blame them. They don't want to, they don't want to. People shouldn't be shaming them because they don't want to. They're completely ignoring the environment that we live in. And the people on the right, like these conservatives, like what communities are these people starting? They're up on these YouTube channels saying, oh, what communities are these people starting? They get all this influence and all this money, but they don't start communities at all. So it's just, man, I don't blame people. I don't blame the kids if they want to sit here and play video. But understand there is consequences. If that's all you want to do is play video games and eat crap, well, you're probably going to be really unhealthy. And I shouldn't have to pay for you, though. Like, you should have to pay for your own health consequences.